Okay, so the last time we did this, we created a title block and we modified and customized it according to what we want. We also added our address and phone number. We used a fake uh, number and address from a website, and we can now use that to put on our drawing. So the first drawing that we're going to use our title block on is not going to be sections, but we're going to do elevations. Okay, so we're going to close this and we're going to go to the model space. And on the model space, this is where we created our sections and elevations. So sections and elevations are typically on the same model space or drawing. Let's just close this. However, you can separate them at the end, but it's the same process as creating elevations. You're going to need a copy of your floor plan. You can either XREF attach them or XREF overlay. We're going to now move this aside, or you can copy. Let's just copy so that we know that everything is in the correct spot. So we're going to copy this base plan. Let me just make sure it's straight. There you go. And we wanted to adjust the clip box so we can see the whole front, right? There you go. And then just like the process of doing sections, okay, we're going to draw a line and find the extents of the building. And the reason why we wanted uh, to do this on sections is because we're actually going to use the same levels as for our elevations. So that'll be the floor, okay, and for the front elevation, we're going to have this one as the level. So we're going to draw a line from here all the way to here. So that'll be the top of the building. And as you can see on this cross section over here, we have a parapet that is 30 inches, okay, from the roof line. And that's this gray area over here. So we're gonna also do that thing and then copy it here. And then we're gonna project the wall that sticks out. So this would be the wall that sticks out all the way down to the floor. And let's also pull this down and let's do a fillet and a trim, and we won't need this no more. On this side we're going to pull this down and let's do a fillet and let's do a trim. Oops, on trim. I don't want this, don't want this, want this, and then let's break it and then erase. Okay, so that's the beginning of your outline of your building. Now you're going to project now the door, and same thing, project the door, and now we wanted to get the line for the second floor, and typically we just copy this floor to floor level indicators and put that on the side over here. Let's just put it here. Okay, we don't need to have this long of a line. We can just pull it back like this and we can bring this closer. There you go. Okay, so since this is the level of the second floor, um, you can bring it inside and you have to decide now, all right, how tall is my front door? So if you want it 10 feet, then just offset 10 feet. Doors are actually just around 6'8" or 7 feet. So we're gonna do another offset of 7 feet. That means that you have like a 3 foot of a transom over the door. Okay, so it is a little bit time consuming. We're just gonna trim all of this now. We don't need this, so we're gonna erase that. We don't need this, we're gonna erase that. And then that's the extent of the door. Now we're going to do, and I did the outer outer line here from the jam, and that lines up here. Okay, so that means that when we now do the jam or the frame, okay, 1.5 or 2 inches, we now have to offset inwards. Okay, and this one, this top the door must be offset upwards. All right, and then we're going to now trim and then do a line and then trim again. So the styles of the door usually around 6 inches, a little thicker. Now you can control that. You can specify a style of 6 inches all around, or you wanted to do four. Then yeah, you can do four. If that's too thick for your liking, you can do a 4 inch style. The bottom though is usually 12 inch. Okay, so we won't need this anymore because we decided we want to be four. Let's do a fillet. Oh, I didn't erase it. So I'm just doing a fillet here. Okay, and then I'm going to do a hinge symbol. So I'm going to do a PL. I'm going to start from here and then do a midpoint from here and then connect here. And then this one is going to be a line type hidden. So I don't have hidden here. So I'm going to click other and then load and then find hidden from my list. Click OK, OK. Then select that, change that to hidden. We won't see it because our LT scale is set for a model space. Later on, we will discuss more about LT scale for paper space. And let's bring it back to 1. So 12. There you go. 12. Now, if this is a glass, you have to indicate that this is glass. And how to indicate that as a glass is basically a line that let's make it 12 inches. And then let's just rotate that at 45. The angle is not really important, but these three lines are. So we're going to do an offset, and we're going to do like a 3, and then we're going to adjust the length of that one. So lengthen, we're going to do a delta, and then, well, actually, let's just trim it. Okay, so let's just not important. I mean, let's break it. So the middle line is always longer than the two lines at the end. Okay, and once you have that, you can now do a mirror. There you go. Okay. Problem with mirror is that this one is going to be mirrored too, and we don't want that. We only always want our um, glass indicator to be going in the same direction. Okay, so that's a glazing symbol. Okay, and this one's also glass. So let's fillet first, and then copy this. Copy, select, enter, click, and then I turn on my ortho. So just put that there. Okay. Now sometimes there's going to be a building number here, and you need to put the glass somewhere out. But yeah, that's how you start it, and then you can complete the parts of your elevation, just like you did on these sections. And you will find that this is indeed time consuming. Uh, and that's why last week on, I think, week 5 module, I said that you may want to use SketchUp because once you have done it in SketchUp, it's so much easier at this end. Okay. And I did do it in SketchUp, so let's continue with what I did. So I did invest my time to visualize what the build may look like in SketchUp. And I did this and explained that to you in, I think, week 5, right? So I told you that when we were doing floor plans, that you should be thinking about the elevations too. And I provided a video on that one and some PDF. I also put in a bunch of videos on how to create elevations by hand, but I'm strongly encouraging creating elevations by using SketchUp, and I use SketchUp free here. Okay. Um, and then elevations will be discussed this week, which I posted last week. So on this preliminary elevations, when you click on that one, it should bring you to a document that says that, hey, we're going to do this next week. And you don't need to do this, but it would be very wise to do your visualization in SketchUp for free, right? And I compiled a list of tutorials on this document over here, which will open to you, and it tells us all of these steps on how to do it in SketchUp. Okay, and if you didn't invest your time in doing that one, then that's okay. You just have to do your elevation manually, just like I showed you. Okay, which is a little bit time consuming. This is only the front elevation. You also have to manually do the side elevation too. So for my part, I did invest my time on visualizing what the building would look like in SketchUp. And from this, you can simply go to a parallel projection and then go and change into your standard front view. Okay. And from this, you can do a file and export directly the 2D graphic, and you can select an AutoCAD drawing directly. Okay. And once you have that, you can go to AutoCAD and simply type in a DXF command, just like I showed in the tutorial. And when you import that one, you will get this. All right. So a lot better than manually doing your elevations. And then you just have to clean this up. So that's what we're going to do next. So to clean this up, we're going to just simply use the pen colors that we're supposed to be using. Also, we don't need this double lines here, so we're going to just trim this off. Okay. Uh, what else? So sometimes you don't like stuff like this, and you wanted to trim off the frames just to make them clear. We can do a fence, and we can just click all the way here to the end. Okay. Corners and that one. Right? So it's all up to you and how you want to present that. If you're working for an architect, they might say, "I just leave it," or they might say, "Yeah, trim it correctly," uh, and it all they'll do and see it. So um, these are certainly not the best use of your time, but drafting is drafting. Okay, uh, one part is designing, and the other part is drafting. And if you do work for an architecture firm, these are the things that you're going to spend most of your time on, the drafting part, unless you go to a university and get your architecture degree, get a license, then that's certainly worth your time doing. So now, because we imported from SketchUp, all of these lines will be seen. And at some point, it becomes convoluted, or sometimes it becomes too much, like this balcony. I have a balcony here, and these are the railings, and You can see all the lines behind it. So what you can do is you can simply select all of those, and you can delete them. Okay, but then it will delete also those portion. Okay, so let's just leave it there. And what we can do is we can assign them into a different pen color. So let's do a layer, and let's see if we have already pen 252. Ah, there it is, pen 252. Okay. Now, let's. I'm just curious, what did we assign our 252 thickness? So let's do modify, and then let's check our HLCTB, and let's just look at 252. And what's the line weight on this one? Use object line weight. Okay, so let's assign a 0.18 or maybe 0.25 line weight and down, so it's not that quick. Save close, and then click OK. Okay, and then click close. Okay, so that what we're going to do next is we're going to select these lines behind the railing and put them in layer 252. Okay, and then later on we can lock this layer so we can do and adjust the line thickness of the railing. So you're not drawing them anymore, but it still needs or requires some. Oh, I made them staying down. I'm just pressing my 50 and unselecting. And this one too. That's, yeah, there you go. And then layer 252. Okay. So later on, we can turn off layer 252 and we'll just see these lines like this, which is much more cleaner, right? Okay. So we'll just select that and this one too, like this and that. And put it in layer 252. That's all I have to turn off. That's fine. Oh, I didn't do this. We're gonna clean up these drawings, and you don't wanna see me do this for the next 30 minutes. So I'm just showing you how, and then we'll speed it up. Okay. So I've managed to clean up the lines that I'm gonna see. And you're gonna see these dots at the end. Okay. And these are just the connections of one line to the other because these are separate lines. Okay. I don't know if there's really an object there. I can't select anything, but that's just to indicate that that's the same. You can delete them and make lines continuous, but I don't think that's really a problem. Okay. We do have to do a lot, some cleanup, and like this frames again over here. We can just do a trim. So trim, enter, and then we can use a fence. You put in a letter F, enter, and what you can do is you can start here, click there, and then you can zoom in and make a fence line from here, and then let's say down to here, and then pan to here, and then let's go up here, then go down, and then let's fence again to here, and then go down again here, and then go to where there, and let's just press enter to stop, and there you go. It'll just trim it for you pretty quick. Okay, corners can be trimmed easily, and if you want to do some more trimming, you can do an F, enter for fence, and then click this one, and we want to go up to this point here, and then go up to this point, and then go down here. So that's using trim fence. just to make things a lot faster than clicking one line at a time. You can certainly do that. Uh, trim by fencing, and then press enter, and there you go. Okay. Um, it is too detailed sometimes when you import something from SketchUp. You can see the hinges over here, okay, and um, some door opener up here, okay. So let's now assign line types here. As you can see, the layer 252 is turned off. If I turn that on, that is these lines over here. Okay, so let's just turn that off for the meantime. Now, the difference between turning off is you can't see it, but it's still there. You can still like select that. So it's better to like freeze that so that it's you can actually select that. Okay, so let's now change everything here to a pen 1. Okay, and then the pen 252 should still be there if I unfreeze it, and it's still gray. Okay. Next, this line here should be thick. Be careful not to select any other line. So we're gonna put it in pen 5. All right. This is the ground over here, so we're gonna extend that. Um, let's just use this and extend a little bit here outside, and let's just turn on my ortho so it's straight. There you go. And also this one here. Let's extend that a little bit. There you go. And then this one should be like the ground. So I'm going to select that using a window. And I don't believe we have a layer called pen 6 yet. Yeah. So we're going to just create a new layer called pen 6. And that's a magenta color. And that sometimes is just too thick. Again, these pen color assignments, they are non-standard. Each office has their own. And pen 6. There you go. Okay. This was on my plan. I have a balcony, and so this line over here, and this whole line, that's a balcony. So we're going to put that in pin 5. There you go. And then the edges of the railing should also be a little thick. So click that, and then that whole line from here all the way to that one. That's just the top line like that. Let's just also put that to pin 5. Or maybe you want to put it in pen 4 or pen 3. So let's try pen 5 first. Okay. There's also a overhang here that I want to put it to pen 5. Okay. And then the edge of the building also here should also be pen 5. Okay. And then this little overhang over the door should also be pen 5. Don't forget, don't click that little small line there, this one here. Make sure you only select appropriate lines. Okay. Now, after extensive work, make sure that you save your work. Okay. So you don't want to lose anything. These lines aren't supposed to be here, right? So we're just going to erase them because that's the floor to floor and erase them. Okay. And then we're going to copy again the floor to floor line indicator from your section. Okay, there you go. And then we should bring this closer to the building like this. All right, this one also should be. I wanted to just match this, so I'll just do that. There you go. So I didn't click. I just simply point to it so that AutoCAD remembers and will think I want to match it. Let's do the P line here and get a P line up to the midpoint here, and then to this point here. And then we're just going to do and stretch that to this point here and assign that layer hidden or line type hidden. Okay. This would be a problem because there's just too much detail here. When lines are too close to each other, they become thick, and I'll show you later. So let's just do a mirror and mirror that. And then now let's do indicate, and I've done it here, I already done it here, so I don't need to do it again. Glazing symbol. So we're just gonna copy this and bring it here. Let's do a different style. Let's put the glazing symbol on like a lower right corner. It doesn't have to always be at the center, okay, of the glass. It's just a symbol anyway. Yeah, there you go. And another one here. Let's just move this to the right a little bit. There you go. Okay. And then we're just going to copy that several times here. So copy the previous, and we're going to just copy from endpoint to endpoint to endpoint to endpoint, 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 endpoint. There you go. Okay. We'll do the same thing here. We're going to copy this full set from this endpoint to that endpoint, and then we're going to bring it down somewhere here. We can always put that on top here also. Maybe I like that. Okay. And then this is also glass, so we're going to copy this from here, and now let's put that at the center. There you go. And then simply copy that. Now sometimes you're going to lose your line type, and you can just type in region, press enter, and then it'll bring it back. This one's also glass, and put it there and put it in the center. Right. Okay. So this guy here, let's put him color yellow. There you go. Okay. He's not really going to be in the picture, but sure, why not? Let's just extend this line and extend that over there. We just have a sense of scale. All right, save your work, and let's see how this will look like. So this X and Y, if it bothers you, you just have to move your objects away from it, but this is your 0, 0. Okay, so let's now see how it's going to look like. So let's go and see what this one looks like on paper. We set up layout 3 and put in our title block, and we have a viewport here, right? So let's enter that viewport and zoom. You can zoom extents first. Zoom extents, and then simply scroll your mouse until you get to that elevation, and then change this to, I think we wanted an 8 scale, right? Okay. And because this is a 24 by 36 or 36 by 24, this is what an 8 scale would look like. Okay. Um, so simply double click outside and change this to viewport. Do we have a layer viewport? Yeah, there is. I'm going to turn that off. Now you have just managed to put that here, and you might want to put in another elevation right here uh, with the same scale, and then start labeling them. Okay, so let's now do a preview and see whether we need to adjust some lines, and that's how it's going to look like. Okay, so as I told you, when you have too much double lines, they tend to also make things too thick because there's just too much lines in between. Okay, um, but let's just accept that. Then, if you want to change it, then go ahead and change it. Now you can see that in our model space we set our LT scale to 12, and that was okay. Model space, but now paper space is a little bit uh, different and it doesn't show the correct line type scaling. Now let's complete our other elevations. So this is the front elevation in SketchUp that I did. And if I want to switch to a different view, I can just go and switch to the left view. So this one is the left view. It's just a wall. So it's not. I'm not gonna bother exporting this to AutoCAD. So let's go to the right view. So the right view, um, this one, I wanted to export this, so I'm gonna just go File, Export, 2D Graphic, and select AutoCAD and type in the name. I did already set this up as base elevation, right? Okay, and then you simply click Export. It'll export our drawing file, a DWG file. Okay, and in AutoCAD, which I already have done, all you're going to do is basically insert that one. So the command is insert, enter, this box will appear. You click on this button over here, and then you will select your elevation drawing. Okay, and then you can just insert it. Okay, I already inserted here. When you insert it, this is a whole block, so you need to explode it just like we did before. Oh, and it'll turn white, and then you can just put it into different layers. Okay, so let's just erase that. Okay. Now, if you look at my floor plan has a door here. Okay, somewhere. And because I didn't do that in SketchUp, I'm missing this door here. Okay. If I have any windows on this wall, I would also have to indicate that. But let's just work on this door. It's on this corner over here. Okay. So my door is 4 inches from this wall here, and my door is 7 feet high. Technically, it's just 6'8" by minimum. Okay. And then my door jamb is about 1.5 inches. And that door is supposed to be 36-inch clear. Door width, not door width, but just opening door. And then just 1.5 inches again here and then above. There you go. And then I'm simply going to do a fillet and then do a P line and change that line type to hidden. There you go. So that indicates the door is showing on this side. And you can certainly do a small circle, okay? And that's going to be like a 1 inch. And then set this up to height. Maximum is 42 inches for per ADA. So we're gonna set that up into this. Oh, undo. We're gonna set this up and then move that here. So that's just the latch, the representation for latch. By the way, door knobs cannot be the door knobs are not allowed per ADA. It must be a door latch with a lever. Okay, you can't have a door knob, the one that's circular. Okay. Anyway, that's the right elevation. Now all I have to do is make sure that things that are dark are the outline. So this one and 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 this one. That's supposed to be pen 5. Okay. And then we just match property. Uh, this one, this whole thing, and this piece, and this piece, and that piece, and this piece. They're supposed to be one whole piece. The floor, I'm going to select this. Okay, and I can delete, I can erase whatever floor portions that I don't want. And then I can just pull that out over here. Okay, okay. Make sure you save and save off, and you don't know what's going to happen. I don't want this line here, so I'm going to delete that. Now this one's not a line. This one's actually part of the balcony that sticks out. Okay, this one It's not supposed to be there. Okay, so just like we did on the other elevation, fix that. There is no line here also. And this one is the one that is to be the strongest line because it's the one up front. This one is further back. Okay, so this one, we're going to change that to a layer pen 3, I guess, yeah. And this one too, this whole piece here, the top piece, and this one, including this, supposed to be pen 4 or pen 3. Now this one, I'm just gonna go right and go there. And then this one too, I'm gonna go and extend that to this one. I'm not gonna worry about this gap over here. We're just gonna do that in details. Okay. This one too, we don't want that. And then simply match property this guy here and extend that further out and then copy the okay, and then you wanted these two to extend a little bit into the building. It's just a style really, there's no set rule. Okay, and that's basically it. That's our left our right elevation. For our um, left elevation, remember that it's just the outline of the building, so we're just gonna copy this, and the floor and pull that somewhere here and simply just extend those lines down here. Let's do a fillet. There you go. And that's just the for the building. Now, sometimes you wanted to see the outline of the roof and there's going to be a balcony. So sometimes you're going to need to like do this, that there's a outline here and an outline here, and there's the roof line. So you may want to do something like that. And this is the balcony. Oh, let me just, I moved it. So I'm supposed to just be copying it. So copy this one, this one, these two, the roof outline, and then this one. I'm just going to, and then we're going to mirror that. Yes, and then we're going to simply move that into place. Okay, and then the building on the left side of the wall, it's all goes all the way back to the building here. So we're going to just extend that all the way to here. And then remember that the roof is 12 inches lower. So we're going to do an offset 12 inches over here. And then we're going to do a line from here. And then the wall from 8 inches. Then we're going to do a fillet. And we're going to do, well, over here too is 8 inches. And we're going to do a fillet here. And we're going to do a trim. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Do that. Okay. And then, no, we're not going to do this. We are going to do the thickness of the balcony that touches it. So we're going to just do a copy or just do a line. There you go. And this wall goes all the way to the floor, and this one here, and then we can just do a trim. Okay. And what are all of these? Well, all of these we're going to put in color 252, and we're going to make them hidden. Okay. So this okay, so this is the outline of the building on the other side of the wall. So that's how they normally do it. Okay. There are no railings here, so we didn't do a railing, but there is this structure that touches this wall, and that's the outline of that one. Okay. That's basically it. We have our front, our right, our left. We still don't have the rear wall, so I'll let you do that and by off screen and by yourself. And oh, let's just copy this one more time before I end this video. And we're going to talk about other stuff on our next part video. Okay, so finish your elevation, uh, and then we'll come back and set up all the elevation in one sheet. Okay.